Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. I'd like to share with you a comprehensive look at one of the most intriguing companies in the artificial intelligence infrastructure space, Nebius Group NV, ticker NBIS, its evolution, its innovations, its strategic momentum, and why its recent announcements matter not just for investors and technologists, but for the shape of AI broadly. Nebius is an Amsterdam-based company that emerged from a significant transformation. Its predecessor was Yandex NV, a Russian-origin tech giant. In 2024, following asset divestitures and geopolitical shifts, Yandex's international business arm relaunched under the Nebius name, repositioning itself as a full-stack AI infrastructure provider. Wikipedia. From there, Nebius set out not merely to be another cloud supplier, but to build a high-performance neo-cloud focused specifically on AI workloads, training and inference, and to give enterprises access to OpEx-friendly, scale-ready infrastructure. What makes Nebius particularly interesting is the convergence of three major developments. 1. Their infrastructure and strategic deals. In September 2025, Nebius announced a landmark agreement with Microsoft Corporation to supply GPU infrastructure capacity over a 5-year term, initially valued at around $17.4 billion, with potential reach up to $19.4 billion. Reuters. That deal placed Nebius firmly on the map among the neoclouds, those AI-first infrastructure providers that are gaining strategic importance as technology shifts from general cloud to specialized compute. Investors responded, shares jumped, valuations surged. Reuters. Nebius appears to have step function growth potential if execution holds. 2. Their product innovation, especially the Token Factory. On November 5, 2025, Nebius announced the launch of the Nebius Token Factory, a production readiness platform for AI inference built on their own infrastructure. Seeking alpha, key features include support for open-source models, e.g., Llama, DeepSeek, Nematron, GPTOSS, Qwen, deployment, fine-tuning and inference in a unified platform, sub-second latency, auto-scaling throughput, targeted enterprise-grade SLAs, 99.9% uptime, governance, access management, SSO, audit logs. Zero retention inference in EU/US. The company claims major cost reductions by early adopters, up to 26 times cost reduction compared to proprietary models. Business Wire. This positions Nebius not just as a hardware provider but as a software and services platform for enterprise AI. 3. Market timing and positioning. Nebius enters the AI cloud market at a moment of high demand, global capex expansion, and strategic pressure for enterprises to move from experimentation to production at scale. With the rise of generative AI, inferencing demands are skyrocketing. Nebius's move to support open models, rather than only proprietary closed models, taps into a major trend in AI democratization. Companies want flexibility, cost control, and freedom from lock-in. By offering support for open-source models plus custom workloads, Nebius appeals to enterprises looking to scale AI beyond the few elite labs. Given those developments, let's unpack what all of this means, the opportunities, the risks, and the questions to watch. Opportunities. Open model and custom model production is still niche. Many companies remain stuck in pilot mode. Nebius Token Factory lowers the barrier for full production deployment at scale. That means large TAM, total addressable market, potential. Cost efficiency plus scale equals competitive edge. If the company can deliver on its claims, e.g., auto-scaling, low latency, cost per token, enterprises will prefer it over legacy cloud/hardware models. Strategic alliances, Microsoft deal, create credibility, anchor demand, and de-risk infrastructure scaling. It also signals market trust. Ecosystem building, supporting major open-source models, collaborating with industry platforms, e.g., Hugging Face, means Nebius potentially becomes a hub for OpenAI production rather than a follower. Risks and challenges. Execution risk, infrastructure commitments, billions of dollars, require capital expenditure, data center build-out, hardware supply, GPUs, NVLink, InfiniBand, energy consumption and cooling. Delays or cost overruns could impair margins. Competition. The AI cloud/infrastructure space is increasingly crowded. Big hyperscalers, Microsoft Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, also offer AI infrastructure. Other neoclouds like CoreWeave, Lambda, Nscale are vying for the same customers. Price wars, Feature parity and lock-in may dampen margins. Dependency on enterprise adoption. Enterprises are cautious. Moving from prototype to production takes time, and they may adopt multi-cloud/hybrid strategies rather than rely solely on one vendor. Nebius needs to deliver real-world proof at scale. Financial risk. The company may undertake heavy capex and debt to fulfill commitments. If revenues lag, margin pressure may damage investor sentiment. Technology risk. Supporting open-source models is an advantage, but the performance, security, and value proposition relative to proprietary models, e.g., OpenAI, Claude, must be compelling. If open model quality lags or if proprietary models dominate, the value proposition might weaken. Critical questions to monitor. What are the actual adoption metrics of Token Factory? How many enterprise customers? What workloads? What growth rate? What is the cost structure and margin profile of Nebius's services? Can they deliver cost per token advantages consistently? How will data center supply, GPU availability, power/energy costs, and geopolitics affect their build-out? What are lock-in and retention dynamics? Will customers stay with Nebius or shift later? What switching costs exist? How does Nebius differentiate beyond hardware and open model support? What value-added services, ecosystem integrations, software tooling exist? What is the timeline for model support, geographic expansion, value-added services, RAG, retrieval-augmented gen, multimodal inference, robotics/physical AI? How will regulatory and data sovereignty requirements impact Nebius's global expansion, e.g., EU/US data residency, HIPAA, ISO standards? Conclusion. Nebius stands at a fascinating inflection point. From its roots as Yandex's international arm to its relaunch as an AI-native infrastructure company, it has reinvented itself with ambition. Its strategic deals, product innovations, and positioning around open model production are compelling. But ambition alone is not enough. The transition from promise to performance will define Nebius's legacy. If the Token Factory becomes the go-to platform for enterprise AI inference, if cost per token economics prove superior, if the infrastructure commitments scale smoothly, then Nebius could be a major pillar of the AI infrastructure stack. If instead execution slips, cost pressures mount, competition intensifies, or enterprise adoption stalls, the risks will surface. For investors, technologists, and enterprise leaders alike, Nebius offers a case study in how the AI infrastructure layer is evolving, how open models are gaining traction, and how new companies can challenge legacy players when the economics align. Ultimately, the story of Nebius is not just about one company. It is about how AI is scaling, how infrastructure is being re-architected, and how enterprises will adopt the next generation of computing. When open models meet production-ready platforms, when inference becomes engine rather than experiment, we cross a threshold. Nebius may well be part of that crossing. Thank you for your attention. May we all follow this evolution with both critical inquiry and creative hope for what AI infrastructure can become.